And while I've got you on the phone, what's today, Friday? So yesterday or Tuesday, someone called and we were discussing Muskrat Falls, and they said that you told them to your face that the debate and what have you will indeed take place, but Muskrat Falls is a go.
Well, I guess the debate will take place, but it wouldn't be my say to say if it's a go or not. We'll certainly get all the decisions and look at all the decision gates, and we'll look at the numbers, and as a government we'll make our decisions, but that certainly wouldn't be my call to say if it's a go or not. I'll certainly be a voice within the team, and we'll have our debate and we'll look at all the numbers, but I guess I'll certainly be part of the bigger decision, but I won't be the ultimate decision maker.
Well, did you say that to somebody out around though?
I would probably think that, in my estimation, based on, I guess, the leadership that we have and where we're going, and the fact that we do need electricity for the province, and if it comes out to be the least cost option, it will have to be a go for the province. And it's something that, we will certainly work with to make sure that we're able to supply the energy needs of the province. We'll look at all the different options. We'll have the debate, and if it all adds up that it is the least cost option and it will meet our needs, it certainly will be a go.
But when people are used as criticism about the Muskrat Falls proposal is that there's no talking government down from it. Now it's a go based on the fact that all the millions have been spent, that the government is absolutely determined to go ahead with Muskrat Falls. You know all the things that you've heard them all. So when a member and a cabinet minister says that, oh yes, it's a go, prior to all the DG3 numbers, the debate, the vote in the House, and all the final obstacles have been cleared, then that gives some credence to people's reservations about the government's willingness to step back if indeed it turns out to be a bad deal. So how do you respond to that, which is indeed a fairly harsh criticism based on the biggest kind of deal, the biggest kind of business arrangement the province has been involved in decades?
Well, Paddy, obviously the Muskrat Falls decision and the government's decision to proceed to continue with Muskrat Falls was something that was a monumental decision of government. And under the leadership of Premier Dunderdale, and she was the Minister of Natural Resources when we looked at this, she's very well informed of the needs of this province and where it needs to go. At any point in time, though, any government will always have the option to say no if for some reason something changes or something comes up that they didn't foresee or that would change the way things are. At this time, though, we have to stay very focused. We have to make sure that we're able to meet the energy needs of this province, and also that we do it through the least cost options. So we have been doing due diligence through NALCOR in making the decisions that are necessary to go through the different decision gates as necessary to ensure that we make those decisions, but we make them appropriately. And I don't think, Premier Dunderdale would be willing to make any decision that she felt, based on the best available information for her, that wasn't in the best interest of this province. Up to this time, we have not seen any information that would say that, Muskrat Falls is not our best option. We'll continue to debate it. We'll take in all the information as it comes, but we will make an informed decision, and it will be a decision that, certainly will be debated in the House Assembly, and everyone in this province will have the opportunity to observe that debate.
Will anybody be gun-shy inside your caucus about the spending that's already occurred? Because you'll never get the money back. Some of these things, if Muskrat Falls does not get sanctioned and proceed, a lot of this spending will have been for naught. So how can anybody think, as a member of the electorate, that the government has the courage to make what would be a just decision if the numbers aren't in line, given all the money that's been spent? Because you know the way it goes, Minister Burke. When we see clear-cutting in Labrador for the pole line to go through the Muskrat Falls, all the money that's been spent on engineering, all the other things that have contributed to the Muskrat Falls development proposal, how can government even walk away? People don't have that safety or that security blanket knowing that government can still walk away. It seems like it's very much a done deal based on spending, if nothing else.
Well, Paddy, based on, how long it will take to develop the Muskrat Falls, the facility, there's a lot of work that needs to be done up front before it moves ahead. And, it would be ideal if everything could wait until we're at that point of sanction. But based on the construction season, some work has to be done up front. As a cabinet minister, I do not want to see 1 cent of money in this province spent on something that would not proceed. However, it would be far better for us to take the calculated risk and do as we're doing now, as, other than that, put it out for years. At this point in time, we are quite confident with the information that we have received, with the analysis that's being done, that this is the way we should proceed. So we're taking and making decisions right now based on that information. In the meantime, if for some reason that it didn't proceed, it would not be what we wanted to do, but if it does, we're able to be prepared. Probably this would delay it by a year or two. So, we're quite comfortable with where we are and where we're going. And up until this point, in all fairness to all the critics out there, I have not seen anything that says we don't need the power, nor have I seen anything that's going to indicate that there's options out there that would cost us less money. So, when you look at the analysis, you put the information together, we have to make some very difficult decisions, but we also have to make sure that we secure the energy needs for the people of Newfoundland and Labrador. I haven't seen anything yet. I haven't heard anything from the critics that would make me feel that Muskrat Falls is not the project that we should be proceeding with. I think that once all the information is in, we lay out all the information we have, we debate it in the House of Assembly, I think that the public will have confidence that we're making the right decision.
Do we have the analysis, the reports by the independents about the alternatives and the costs associated? Is that in hand at this point?
I can't speak to what's in hand at the Department of Natural Resources, but I do know that we have been looking at the various options, because obviously if we're looking at the least cost option, we need to know what we're talking about in saying that. I also know that as we talk about the increases that may happen with Muskrat Falls, there would be increases with any type of infrastructure or energy development in the province. We'll be able to speak to that certainly when we're in the debate as well. But we need to be able to indicate why this is the least cost option for Newfoundland and Labrador, and Patty, we'll be able to do that.
I appreciate your time today, Minister Burke. Have a nice weekend.
Thank you, Patty.
All the best. Bye-bye. Joan Burke is member for, where's she the member for? St. George's, Stephenville East, the Minister for Advanced Education and Skills. So you hear it there, it's one of the things that people say. If Muskrat Falls has a legitimate debate forthcoming, is the government in a position to make a decision based on the final numbers as opposed to a decision already having been made? The millions that have been spent, the work that's been done, the prelim work for Muskrat Falls. Many people have no comfort in the fact that there may indeed be an opportunity for a debate to have the full impact that it should, the free vote to have an impact that it should, and actually be voted on freely by the members. Could the government actually walk away from this? Can that be done at this point? The message has been unwavering from the PC party. They have never really conceded at any point that there may indeed be options that are worth considering. It's always very much been a one-trick pony so far as Muskrat Falls is the only legitimate way to proceed for the power generation to suit our energy needs. Could they walk away? Is that a matter of guts? Is that a matter of fantastic ability in making decisions? Flying in the face of the critics? Because God only knows. The worst thing could happen is not some of the prelim work being done. As a politician, the worst thing could happen is the fire you would be under for the egg on the face, the unwillingness to waver, to engage in real debate, disclose all the documents about alternatives and what have you as this was continuing on as opposed to the 11th hour. That's what a lot of people think. Could they possibly walk away? It's hard to envision it, isn't it? To say that Muskrat Falls is a de facto sanctioned, ready-to-go project with no hope of walking away from it, regardless of how the numbers look. Many people would feel very secure saying that, and it's hard to argue with them. It seems very much like, regardless, Muskrat Falls will go. What do you think?